I was supposed to be a doctor, if only. I never met her.
Amara was 6 years old when her father died. She didn't fully understand what death meant, but she understood one thing clearly: life became harder. From that day, it was just her and her mother. Her mother woke up before sunrise every day and returned late, tired, but always forcing a smile for her daughter. They didn't have much, but they managed. And Amara, she understood early that she had to be different. While others played outside in the evenings, she sat on a wooden chair inside, her books spread out in front of her. Sometimes her mother would watch her quietly. Years passed. She finished secondary school. She wrote her first JAMB. She scored 300. The village was proud. Her teachers were proud. Her mother was beyond proud. But pride didn't pay school fees. There was no money. So Amara stayed at home for 1 year. That year tested her in ways she didn't expect. Boys came around, some pretending to admire her intelligence, others drawn to her beauty. But she turned them all down, calmly, without insult. She would always say,
"When the right person comes, I will know."
People started calling her no-nonsense girl. Her mother watched her closely during that year, and one night, she made a decision she never told anyone about. The next year, Amara wrote JAMB again. This time, she scored 350. It was no longer just pride, it was proof. That was when her mother did the unthinkable. She sold the only piece of land they had. The news spread across the village. People contributed what they could, not because they had much, but because they believed Amara would become something great. That night, Amara sat alone in her small room, staring at the wall, her voice barely above a whisper.
"My mother will not suffer for nothing. I will make her proud."
When it was time to leave for school, her mother used all her savings. She bought foodstuffs, clothes, books, even arranged a private room for her so no one would influence her. At school, Amara stood out immediately. She answered questions confidently in class. Lecturers noticed her. Students admired her. Some envied her. They called her beauty with brains. And still, she kept her distance from relationships. Until her second year, it started on a normal afternoon after lectures. A girl walked up to her, looking a bit shy.
"I've been noticing you in class, the way you answer questions. Please, can we read together sometimes?"
Amara hesitated. She wasn't used to people. But the girl looked sincere.
"Okay."
The girl smiled widely.
"Thank you. I'm really serious about my studies."
They started as reading partners. Then they became friends, close friends. They attended lectures together, studied together, visited each other's lodges. For the first time in a long while, Amara felt comfortable around someone. But slowly, things began to shift. One evening, while they were sitting together, the girl asked her,
"Don't you ever think about men?"
Amara smiled slightly.
"When I see my own, I will know."
The girl laughed, shaking her head.
"Time is not your friend, Amara. A girl's time passes quickly."
That sentence stayed with her longer than she expected. After that, little things started changing. She began going out more often, meeting new people, laughing a little louder, relaxing her rules, just a little. Then one day, she discovered something she couldn't ignore. Her friend was living a life she never had imagined, a life filled with money, gifts, and men. Amara didn't accept it immediately, but she didn't walk away either. And sometimes, not walking away is the real beginning of a fall. What started as curiosity slowly became comfort. Comfort became habit. Before anyone could understand what was happening, Amara was no longer the same girl. The one who once avoided men now entertained them. People began to talk. Even in her department, whispers spread. But strangely, her academics didn't fail. She still passed her exams, still submitted assignments, even helped others with theirs. It made everything more confusing. When she visited home, her mother noticed changes: expensive clothes, new phones, things she knew she never provided. But she didn't ask questions. Maybe she trusted her daughter too much, or maybe she was afraid of the answers. Time passed. Final year came. Then one day, Amara started feeling different. At first, she ignored it. Then the feeling grew stronger. Something wasn't right. Her mind kept racing, but she couldn't explain why. Finally, she went to the hospital. She expected something simple, something she could fix quietly. But what she heard shattered everything. She was pregnant, and worse, she had contacted a serious infection, human papillomavirus HPV, something that could affect her for the rest of her life. The doctor's voice kept talking, but she stopped hearing it. Her body had reached its limit. She couldn't undo this one. That was the moment everything became real. She cried that day like she had never cried before. Not because she was caught, but because she finally saw what she had become. All the promises, gone. All the sacrifices, wasted. 7 months later, she went home. She didn't plan it properly. She didn't even know what she would say. Her mother opened the door. For a moment, they just stared at each other. Then her mother collapsed. Neighbors rushed in. The small compound filled with noise and confusion. When her mother woke up and understood what she was seeing, something in her broke. She cried in a way that made even the neighbors uncomfortable.
I suffered for you. I begged for you. I sold everything for you.
Her voice trembled with pain.
What did you turn into?
The villagers who once supported her now stood at a distance, shaking their heads. And then her mother said something Amara never imagined she would hear.
Leave my house.
Just like that. No argument. No second chance. Amara left. With nowhere to go, she used the little money she had left to rent a small room. Life became something else entirely. She started selling food by the roadside just to survive. From a girl everyone believed would become a doctor, to someone struggling to eat. One evening, as she sat beside her small pot of rice, watching people pass by without noticing her, she whispered to herself,
If only I never met her.
because somewhere out there, that same friend was still in school, still living freely, still untouched. And that was the hardest part.